I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'd like to talk about certain principles that can help you create the world you want and have success. I've found that these certain techniques or realizations are what have truly helped me in my life find that sense of happiness and find that sense of peace, joy, and a good life. Because if you are unhappy, if you criticize and blame others more than you should, then you're not happy. And there's a reason for this. Generally, when people feel angry, when they feel sad, when they feel hurt or betrayed, it's because there's something within them that's experienced this early on in life. You see, everything starts within. If you reflect and you'll really do some self-analysis, you'll understand this is the platform of your life, what you're feeling within and how you feel about yourself. Because if you're not happy, you don't feel like you're getting what you want out of life. And if you follow these tools, these techniques that I have come to learn, and particularly probably the hard way, which most of us learn through life's experiences. But if you could take some of this wisdom, I guarantee you, you will change your life. And let me go over a few of these. First of all, if you're not happy, you gotta look within because there's something you're doing wrong. You're saying, if you keep saying my life's not working, it's just not working, you're doing something wrong. And the first step is to admit there's something wrong. And therefore, the first step is the willingness to change. You have to be willing to change. If you don't change, nothing's going to change in your life. But you have the key and you have the power by first understanding that you can change your life by changing yourself. And the first step is admit when you're wrong. And many people don't even realize they're wrong because they're so into being right. But I love the saying from the Course in Miracles, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? Most people would rather be right, but that doesn't lead to happiness. So realize there's something in you that's wrong, and you've got to realize it and change it. So here are my 7 steps for self-inventory that is going to change your life. Be open. First, what you see in others is actually a part of you. Otherwise, you couldn't see it. What's going on out there is a reflection of what's going on in here. You are projecting this image of what you think others are, criticizing them, not liking them, but there's a part of that that has to be within you. If you see it out there, it's within you. If you are constantly criticizing other people, as so many people do in all of my videos, I might add a little humor there, go through and look at some of the things people write about. They're actually talking about themselves. And I remind myself of that when I read some of the very unpleasant things that people may say about me. But it's really about them. They're projecting that onto me. So therefore, if they project it out there, it's not part of them anymore. But they're never going to find their happiness because they're too busy criticizing other people for something that they don't like about themselves. So if you feel anger, that's because you experienced it at an early age. If you feel the need to criticize, that means you were criticized as a child constantly. Therefore, this is a part of you. But through realizing that this doesn't have to be a part of you, this can change. So if you experience love, kindness, and appreciation early on in life, chances are you're going to see that out there in the world. And this is something we've got to retrain our minds to do, to see these good things in people, not always scrutinizing and criticizing and seeing the ugliness in the world. Look at what's good in the world. Look at the brightness, and you will exude that and attract that. So the next thing is, remember these things, if we don't take a handle on what we're thinking and who we are, this will just continue and it will just control your life. So you have to take charge to really get outside of yourself and do some self-analysis if you want to experience a better life. So number one is what you see in others is actually a part of you. So the next rule, don't be a victim. So being a victim, when we think of a victim, we usually think, oh, these pitiful poor people that don't have any food, don't have any water, don't have anything. That's what we think of with a victim. That is not the translation I'm talking about. Victims are those that blame others for just about everything. So they blame their life, their circumstances, their bad luck, their everything that they don't like about their life, what's wrong with their life. They put the blame outside of themselves. They blame their karma. That's a biggie. Oh, it's my karma. This is my karma to suffer like this and not have that, or not have money, or not have a boyfriend. It's not. It's you. And you gotta take charge to change this. Yes, I do believe in karma. We're given a certain set of circumstances, but it's us that needs to change those circumstances that are put on us because of karma. We don't just say it's my karma and don't do anything about it. You've got to change. So some people blame their karma. They blame their family. They blame their childhood. They blame their parents. They blame their friends. They blame their husband, their spouse. They even go so far as to blame the society, age, sex, government, world conditions. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Because of who's the president of the United States is why you can't get ahead. This is being a victim. So victims blame everyone, giving their power away. When you blame something else, you're not taking your own power to look what it is within you that caused it in the first place. You have this power to take back your ability and not blame others and say, what have I done that caused this? And the minute you do that, you gain power. You gain your control to change your life. So number two, don't be a victim anymore. Victims don't get anywhere. They stay in their conditions, always blaming something, giving away their power to change it. That's number two. Number three, what you put out into the world is what you'll get back. And many call this the law of attraction. Or you could just label this cause and effect. This is the laws of relativity. It is a scientific law that one force put out gets back in return in equal force. So this is called cause and effect. And many people call this karma. But remember what you're putting out. You're creating a new world every time you put out a new energy, because what's going to come back is exactly what you put out there. So if you put out hate, anger, guess what you're going to get back from other people? And you'll think, oh, the world is an ugly, mean, terrible place. Look at how mean they are. It's you that's being mean. There's some energy within you. Whether you express it, you may come out and say really nice things, but underneath it all, there's a hate and there's an anger. Guess what you receive back? What you're putting out, you're getting back. And it's not always what you think, because you think you're acting so sweet and nice. But there's this inner energy that people are receiving. But likewise, if you put out love and affection and appreciation, guess what? That's what you're going to get in return. So what you put out there, you will get back. What you think about, what you dwell on as well, is what you're going to receive. So if you're worrying and thinking about all the bad things in the world, that's what happens. But if you're thinking about, oh my God, I'm so lucky, this is the greatest life and world, I'm so happy, that's what you're going to receive. But remember this, what you put out into the world is what you're going to receive back. That's number 3. And number 4, you got to be truly committed. Some people think that they are truly committed, but they may not be committed in the right way or for the right reasons. So many people say, I'm going to do this for my kids. Some people say, I'm going to do this for my husband. I'm going to create this so my husband can have this, that, or the other. Or I'm going to do this for my parents. Any people in our lives that we're doing something for, it's not going to work. You got to be committed to what's good for you. The power is always within you. This is what breeds success. You know, so many people want something just to prove others wrong. But they'll never be successful. Why? Because then you will prove yourself wrong. You see? You gotta have commitment to stick to something, to know what it is you want and that it's for you. And I don't mean selfish, I mean for your own success, for your own good, because when you are doing really well, you're able to better help others. So, are you truly committed? That's the question to ask, because you gotta be honest. And what are you committed for? That's got to be a reality for things for yourself, not always to help, not for others' benefit or to prove something. Got to be committed. Number 5, when something doesn't work out or you have a failure, always remember there is no such thing as a failure and there's no such thing as a loss, because every time something doesn't work out, we got to stand back and ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? Because no successful person has been successful every single time. It takes failures and setbacks to learn the lessons to really achieve. So anytime you feel like there's a failure, don't wallow and pity yourself and look at what you lost. Always move forward and don't look back, but looking back in the sense that, what did I learn from this? Because there's no such thing as a failure. Everything that causes a setback or a delay or a problem gives us the opportunity to learn something new that will make our success. sweeter, and far greater. You know, it's those that sit there when they have a loss that just sit there and dwell on it and look back at it. They never progress. They never change. But always look at a loss as an opportunity for growth, because that is what it is. And that is a key to every single successful person in life, that they learn from their mistakes and look at them as opportunities for growth, because they really and truly are. So every time you have a loss, stand back and go, what did I learn from that? Number 6, to be successful with anything, you have to love it. You have to love what you're doing. Work cannot be work. Because you're going to, when you love what you do, you're going to want to do it almost all the time. So your work becomes your play, and it's 24/7. So truly, to be successful, you've got to love your work. You've got to love what you're wanting to do. And this really breeds success, because you can't wait to get out of bed to go do it. You can't wait. It's such an opportunity. It's fun. You gotta love it. Do what you love. You will be successful. And the 7th principle that I have devised, you have to feel that what you're doing is meaningful and purposeful and somehow helps others. Even if it's a food product, you've got to feel this way. You got to feel like it makes a contribution to the world, into life in some way. You got to feel like it's meaningful and that it's helping you grow, helping others grow. It's improving our lives in some way. Hey, the person who created Lyft, or all these new apps that help us improve our life in some way. You got to feel a sense of meaning in this. You got to have purpose. We all have to have a sense of purpose, and that it will make the world a better place. So I realize that all of these things I'm talking about somehow reflects worldly success, but really, all of these things have been lessons that have taught me not only worldly success, but a sense of spiritual success, because it brings you to understand the lessons of life. These are lessons of life. These go far beyond the material realm. These are more about our inner world. If we are true to ourselves and we follow these principles, we will have so many spiritual revelations and realizations, because what this really concerns, all of these actions, is our mental, our emotional, and our spiritual growth. This is what all of these things really propel and help us do in our life. So all of these lessons I have learned, they're proof of what can bring us to a point in our life where we really and truly love life, love other people, and love ourselves. This is growth on a spiritual, as I said, spiritual, emotional, and physical level. I feel like these principles are a part of my work, part of what I do daily, and how I help give guidance to others. They have truly worked for me, because I can say with my whole heart and soul that I have really found a life of success through happiness. And I want the same for you. So let me just review these 7 rules to success and happiness, and you're going to have a different life. First one, what you see in others is a part of you. Do some self-analysis with that. Next, don't be a victim. That's number 2. 3, What you put out in the world, you will get back. This is the law of attraction. 4, true commitment. Make sure you're doing this for all the right purposes. 5, if it doesn't work, stand back and ask, what can I learn from this? And 6, to be really successful at anything, you have to love your work. You have to love it. It has to be not work. And 7, you have to feel like what you're doing is meaningful, purposeful, and productive, and somehow helps others and makes the world a better place. If you do all of these things this year, I will personally guarantee you will change your life and you will come to a place of happiness and joy and a life well lived, and it will reflect to all of those that are in your life as well. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like a consultation, an astrological consultation, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, I have a university, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.